Actually, sorry, Buffett. I've got a more important question than that.
Yep.
Who won Monopoly?
Dylan won that one.
Oh, nice. Now, do you play to the death, or do you have a time limit and then...
Yeah, we just keep playing until someone goes, I'm not selling all those houses or mortgaging all those. I've had enough.
Fair enough. I think it's a good way to do it.
Yes. But the hardest part is sort of teaching them the deal making.
Ah, yes.
Like getting them a sense of value. Or if you need a property that's going to make up a colour set for you, then the other person has a right to ask an exorbitant price for it because they're going to get fucked when they land on it in the future.
That's right. Yeah. They need probably at least 4 months' rent as a minimum payment. Because they are going to get well walloped.
Yeah, that's right. Especially if we're talking up in the yellow and green sections.
Oh, yellow and greens. Yeah, definitely.
And you're holding a blocking colour. You're holding a blocking property, mate. It's right here in check.
Exactly. You know what I think? Underrated.
Yeah.
Underrated in Monopoly. Orange.
Well, bizarrely enough, this copy of the board game we've got has a hints and tips section, and says just that. Orange is one of the best color sets you can get. Like it's more valuable than the monetary value of it, but doesn't actually bother going on to explain why. It just kind of throws it out there and just leaves it at that.
Yep, just broad statements.
I refute that. I would say both sets on either side are more valuable because the reds and the purples, because you can pick up community chest and chance cards that tell you to go to Paul Mall.
That's
or Trafalgar Square.
Yeah. Dudes, yeah. I was sitting here for a while trying to work out what you were talking about. I'm very happy to hear that it's Monopoly. Everyone knows you buy the fucking red and the yellow corner, you're all over it. That's how you win Monopoly.
Yep. Absolutely.
Red, yellow corner. Red, yellow, green. Controls the board.
All right, so maybe we should do a... just as an idea, later on in the year, we should do a card game, board game, strategy.
This sounds great.
Strategy episode or rules episode. Like where, okay, well, in my family, we played Monopoly and we played it with these particular rules. Right. What were the rules that you played with? Tell me all about it. This might be better. Yeah.
This idea.
Wasted business manager.
Are you talking about like the idea that cornering the market in houses? Have you seen that one?
No.
So basically you just you get your monopolies going, but then you never turn houses into hotels because there's only a finite number of houses.
Oh, right.
So if you just basically, you're just holding up all the houses or as many houses as you possibly can, then no one can actually buy additional houses. Right. And therefore, every time people come around, they're just always landing on yours.
Is that a rule?
The official... That's the official Monopoly rule. Like
we just subbed in other stuff for houses if we run out of.
And that's what we always used to do as well. Like this is the official rules. There's a finite number of houses, and once they're used, there's 24 houses.
Buckland was just driving in houses off the back of a truck and just dumping them pre-made.
Like
demountable classrooms.
Yeah. Well, I only suggested we get together to talk about Monopoly anyway. So sweet. Yeah.
Well, I wanted to talk about as well. Yeah,
that'll be coming up.
Oh fuck! I played some interesting rules the other day.
I've played so much the last few weeks.
Yeah, my kids are into it too.
It's pretty big.
Ruthless. This is already the episode that you were dreaming of. You already it's turned into it already.
It's almost as good as when I suggested that we record us playing 500 and put that out as an episode. It was a brilliant idea.
Ah, dear. Well, I'll talk about those rules at another time. Let's carry on, shall we?
Do you want to start? Yeah, it's a Christmas episode. Very, very Christmassy. Yep. All right. Hey, ho. Hey.
Hey, ho.
And, yeah, we did say that we were possibly not coming back, but we're here because we fucking feel like it, so shut the fuck up.
Yes. Thank you for that massive outpouring of people screaming, please come back, maybe, if you can.
Don't not come back.
You got to do a Christmas episode.
Yeah.
You got to do a Christmas episode.
Jingle, jingle. We grew up in the 80s, so everyone needs a Christmas episode.
Yeah, that's right.
Can we do a Halloween episode this year as well? Can we just do major holiday episodes?
Oh, please.
Can we do a Caravan of Courage?
Oh, wow. That's a
Just watch Caravan of Courage and talk about it. I'm happy to do that.
We should. That shit's fucked up.
All right. It is a Christmas episode here, fellas. But before we get into Christmas gear, has anyone got any tidbits or life updates they want to share? It's been a couple of months.
Well, I've got. I can tell the story of my knee.
Tell the story of your knee.
It's not Christmas related, but it is a tidbit. So a couple of weeks ago, decided that we would go to Aquasplash. For those of you that aren't aware of Aquasplash, it's basically a whole heap of inflatable slides and monkey bars and basically just a whole heap of inflatable stuff on Brisbane water that you pay to go and play on for an hour. Now, I was quite looking forward to this, and so we went down as a full crew. So there was about 25 of us, 25 of us.
Can you imagine working there and just seeing it?
And so we got there, and it's because Harvey and Louie are under 10, they need to have a parent with them at all times. So I had Harves and Lynn's had Lou, and off we went. So we've been through our little safety briefing, and everyone's a little bit nervous, sort of like, I've never done this before. This is going to be, how's this going to go? And we've all jumped into the water. We've jumped up onto our first inflatable, and I've just said to Harves, all right, where do you want to go? And we went and climbed over something and turned around and came back. And here's this 4x4 metre, basically just an inflatable square it's just a pathway from one thing to something else. And Harves has run and dived onto it face first and didn't really slide. Like he sort of got caught a bit with his life jacket. And I said, mate, that's not the way to do it. I saw the people that were doing it before.
No. Are you saying this as a hold my beer?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I said, mate, this is how you need to do it. All right, you need to go on your knees because it's skin on rubber or whatever it was, and you're gonna really slide. You're gonna slide all the way across. It's gonna be great. So I took a run up, went knees first. It was a little slipperier than I'd first imagined, and my knees went faster than the rest of me, and and went out, and my legs tried to kick out from underneath me, but of course, having 100+ kilos
so
landing on them.
You pinned your legs.
I actually pinned my legs underneath me, and my right leg found a way out, but sideways. So,
I was trying to work this out.
And so that was approximately 2 minutes into the 50-minute session.
Stop. Can I just ask, were you more pissed that you fucked your knee or that you'd paid all that money to go in and do the rides and you only got 2 minutes worth?
And then Harvey sitting there going, I knew I should have been with Bob.
That's Louie and Lynn's run past. You go, bye.
Harvey, this is the greatest day ever. Harvey, we're having so much fun.
So I swore quite loudly because there was quite an audible pop from my right knee.
God.
And I kind of went, oh no. So I sat on the side of the inflatable and just let my legs go into the water.
Getting scowls from all the mothers that were there.
Yep. Yeah. But look, as it turned out, everyone just scattered. Like it's huge. Like the park is actually really big, and everyone was gone. Like everyone was yelling and screaming. No one even noticed, except for one lady about 10 meters to the right of me, who, when I sort of looked up, she looked at me and went, I heard that pop. And I went, yeah, are you okay? And I went, I'm okay. Like it didn't, like my knee didn't swell up or anything like that. But so I thought, I'm going to try and stand up.
Might as well.
So I stood up and was able to take weight. there was still a bit of a pinch on the inside of my knee, but I thought, oh, it'll be good. This will be good. No dramas. So,
Harvey, watch it this time. I'll try again. Right.
yeah, I'll go on again. So Harves was like, Dad, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, buddy, let's go. All right. So we went across and we went to the next one. And then what did it was, so there was 5 circular floating, things in a row, right? So you're supposed to run across them to get to the next thing.
All right.
They're about a metre, it's a metre in diameter, and you just, bang, away you go, across you go. And I've looked at it and gone, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this, but I either need to dive into the water or I need to run across these inflatable things to get to the next mat. So I've done the runner, and I've gotten 3 circles across.
You heard a loud pop from your knee, and you thought,
Yep.
I know.
that'll be all right.
He'll be right.
So I could take weight. So there wasn't, like, forwards and backwards, no dramas. I just wasn't doing any sideways work. No defensive stance.
Truck it up, Wiggins. Just put it under your arm and truck it up.
Yeah, it's
Craig Young it.
yeah.
No shake
And so
and
I've
bakes.
gone.
No shake and bake.
Yeah, no shake and bakes. Definitely no shake and bakes. So I've hit the 3rd circle and it's flipped. I've got my leg caught in the rope and I've twisted one of my fingers back and then basically just ended up floating in the water, just going
Face down.
This
Reflecting
3
of your
minutes
life.
was horrific, like just terrible. But of course, I had to stay out there because the kids needed a parent each to be there with them. So Linz and I switched because Louis wasn't doing anything, and Harves was going mental. So Linz went with
Said with
Harves.
some disdain.
Well,
He's doing less than you.
yeah, that's saying something. So Lou and I,
Image of Louis just running around in circles. Yeah, I'll stay here with him. Leave it aside.
yeah. So I was able to go on a couple of just try and walk around a couple of other things, but fell on my ass twice going around these big inflatable corners, and then nearly broke my neck. So really, when once we'd finished, because I sort of got to maybe about 10 minutes to go and went, you know what, I probably need to get out of the water here and just give my knee a second. And it started to seize up a little bit, but it's okay. I have a grade 2 tear of my MCL, and I currently have my knee taped. I had it retaped today. It's got a little less tape on it, but I'll be riding a bike next week and in the pool doing some hydrotherapy.
Oh, so exciting.
So it looks like I need to be some sort of. I'm probably going to have to turn into a 60-plus-year-old lady to get into the water and do some hydrotherapy.
That's a fairly bigoted comment.
So
What my question? Oh, sorry.
You go to physio and get it all sorted. What was their reaction when they said, so after you heard a pop,
Yeah.
you iced it, you strapped it, you sat down, elevated it?
Yeah.
Yep. Yes, that is exactly right, Mr. Physiotherapist. That's exactly what
I was going to ask is, like, because it's usually an injury associated with, physical sport.
Yes.
So you went in there and the guy would have looked at you and just said, "Oh, right, you look like a rangy second rower. Is this a rugby injury?" No. All right. Well, you might be a basketball player. Yeah, quite tall. Basketball injury. Out in the court. No. How'd you do it then? Sliding on a bit of slippery plastic, trying to impress my son.
Showing off.
Yeah. Showing
Okay.
off. How many injuries would that be?
But look, to be perfectly honest, I think that's probably been one of the best parts of it, in the fact that it is a good story to tell, and the fact that the punchline is aqua splash. That'll be with me forever.
All right. Well, that's your achievement of the summer so far.
Yeah.
No? Mine would be that I've got my youngest son, to start saying "excuse I" when he farts or burps.
Oh,
so that's his
a parenting goal that I can get.
Yeah, nice one.
that's where he's at the moment. There'll be a burp or a fart and a "excuse I." Yeah, all right, good. I'm doing all right here. By any yardstick I care to measure by, I'm doing all right here.
Well, you won't get any disagreement here, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I'm assuming we're not even going to bother explaining what that means.
All right.
Just going to assume.
Find it yourself.
Well, it's from the Late Show. Barjas, the main character in that, used to say "excuse I" when he let one rip, but I imagine it's kind of a bit of a Australian colloquialism from the 70s, 80s, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely an old man fart saying.
Yeah.
It's not a band saying it.
Should collect those.
Let's.
All right, so while
had
Justine's here.
We've had a lot of fun. Now it's time to get into something a bit depressing.
So,
Rich?
we're
Christmas
going backwards, I guess. We're going backwards in time. We'll get to Christmas Day later, but Justine was obsessed with hearing more about, or hearing the story of Ellis
Rich
buying his post-Christmas ham.
Yeah, I was going to say, if this book is anything to measure by, the largest thing that's happened to you this summer so far, Rich, is something of a disappointment. Is that right?
Yes, I think it's possibly based on the reaction, the largest thing that's happened to me for the last couple of years.
Well, sorry. Before I get into this, we do realise this is the second Christmas special in a row that involves a meat-related incident with Ellis.
What was
Just pondered.
The last year was him eating a kilo of Devon in one sitting.
at Christmas time?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I had to do it to make the Christmas shirt.
To make Christmas shirt. And
Well,
anyway,
I actually ate 2 kilos.
Had
Devon.
to.
listen to the podcast.
It wasn't one sitting. It wasn't one sitting.
These
Sorry.
words.
Had to.
Had to.
Well, yes. Well, basically, what happened was that we had our trip up north for Christmas, and it was lovely. And we got back, and we were actually it wasn't lovely at all. But we get to that.
You just say that. It's lovely.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that later. Anyway, so we get back home, and it's kind of that moment when we got home kind of mid-afternoon, and we're talking about, what are you going to have for dinner, and what are we going to do, blah, blah, you haven't been home for a while, so there's not much around the fridge. So we eventually said, look, bugger it, we haven't bought one yet this year. We're going to go down and buy some Christmas ham and make ourselves some delicious ham and eggs or ham sandwiches or something like that for dinner. Delicious. So anyway, in my semi-delirious state after driving for a few hours, I went down to the shops and picked up what was called a festive ham.
Sounds delicious.
One would think. Festive ham was very nearly not ham nor festive. It was basically, I think what they'd done is taken all the scraps of various pig-related animals and just congealed them all together and wrapped them up in some really, really, really tight netting.
Yeah.
And then had left it just to sit and cure until it was a soggy, wet mess. And it was one of those things. It was like a 4 kilo thing that we bought. So it wasn't just like a small, like it wasn't like you didn't get a couple of 100 grams or something and buy everywhere. This is the $38 worth of shit ham that you bought when you thought you were going to buy something decent. And basically that just really set the tone for 2018 for me so far.
I think there's been a big rush on that, like a community group that my wife is a member of. It's just been the local butcher, every year they got good ham. This year, the same deal, like wet, sloppy, water-filled
really
ham. So I reckon there's just a rush on at the moment of
You reckon?
yeah.
There's a shitty ham here.
Wet ham here. Well, I don't know. I don't know if because it's become such a big thing, whether they're just
They're mass
the curing
producing it
process.
cheaply.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. By doing it in a wet cure, so basically just soaking it with all the salt and nitrates and shit like that, as opposed to dry curing it, which takes longer, but obviously you get a much better product. So then the thing was, it wasn't even particularly cheap. I think that was the thing which disappointed me the most. Like it was it was on special because it was post Christmas, but it wasn't like, we weren't talking like a $2 a kilo ham or anything. No, it was still up there with probably a similar price to the double smokers. I just thought, this looks like it might be a nice little drop. But once you cut into it, like, what's the etiquette there? Are you allowed to take it back?
I would
Is
say
this ham's wet?
Yes,
I would say absolutely
this
take
is
it back.
disgusting. It's gross and I can't eat it. It's not fit for human consumption.
But it's still technically edible, but it's just not something.
It's not what you thought you were getting. That's the thing.
No.
So,
well, this is
it was false
Is that
advertising.
my fault, or is that the?
well, I don't think there's any fine print on the shelf though that's saying that please bring this back if it's a bit more watery and shit than you were expecting.
I think it should come with a warning label saying this ham is shit.
But don't bring
Please
it
be
back.
aware before you buy this. Please be aware it's going to be watery and shit.
But did you actually eat any of, did you eat it?
Man, I'm slow. Like, I've never had this much meat sitting in my fridge for this time.
Is it still there? Hang on, is it
That's
still
my next
there?
question. Was
Still
what
around.
have you done to it?
It's still there. It's still
How
there.
much of it's still there?
Oh, I wouldn't.
Oh, probably a good.
Most of it?
I'm the only one who's eating it. Tony had one
Ellis,
one
get rid
little
of it.
So you're making your way through it?
Get rid of it, but first, take a photo of it and put it on a shelf.
Yes.
Yeah. Please tell me that you're frying whatever you're eating of it these days. Like,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, thank
absolutely.
fuck.
But it's the
Grating it.
it's very much the Homer in the sandwich moment.
Squeezing it out.
Tony, I'd like a moment alone with the ham, please.
Have you taken a photo of it and put it on Facebook?
Well,
I can't remember if there was a photo with it.
No,
I'll tell you,
I'll tell you what there was, though.
description.
I'll tell you what there was. There was an outpouring of support. That's what there was.
There was that
Yes.
grief around the nation.
Grief.
I think that was
There were tears.
one of those moments when doves cry. I think I like to think of that. What they've done is they've just branded their shoulder ham as
Leg ham?
Festive.
ham.
Oh, festive ham.
And that's how, that's it. But it's not leg ham; it's shoulder.
Oh, right.
So they've just deboned it and then wrapped it
Into that
So
shape
good.
and just said it's festive
Yeah.
ham.
and said it's festive ham. And I thought it was like a leg ham of some description, but it's not. It's shoulder. So that's what.
But did it say Christmas anywhere on the package or just festive?
Oh, here we
Just
go.
festive.
War on
Yes.
Christmas. Is that what you want to get?
They're taking away Christmas from us. Can't even say Christmas on your
happy holiday
ham.
ham, and I was like,
Which is kind of
Fucking
counterintuitive because
lefty.
they wouldn't be anywhere near the fucking ham to begin with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Bizarrely, it said Happy Hanukkah ham.
That's true. Well, I think the best description was when you put it on the cutting board and the juice
Oh, that was
just
so
seeped
gross.
out from it. Nice.
it was a sad moment. It was, as I say, because I loved that.
It's just so
At first cut of the ham,
Yeah.
deflated, thinking
All right,
it was
let's-
going to be.
Had you sharpened the knife, Ellis? Like, had you spent maybe a minute or so sharpening the knife?
How we
Apron
have.
on.
I've got multiple handbags. I wasn't sure which one to go for. I ended up going for the smiley pig.
You are
bag.
multiple handbags, Rich. Let's be honest.
I had it soaking in my vinegar and water, all good to go. And I had the knife sharpened. Like I've got two different types of steel to sharpen my knife. So I've got my rough edge and then my sharp edge. So I did the rough one to give it
Fucking hell. Knows his shit.
Then my diamond edge to get it, make sure it's going to go absolutely slither. I had my carving knife and my boning knife. So
Damn it.
sat there, and what I thought was slicing into the skin, and there was no. I was like, "There's no give here. Why isn't there any give from the skin?
like a
It
sponge.
just straight through."
Like dog food.
And I was like, "What's it? It's like dog food. It was chub. It was chub. Chub's got chub.
The irony of all this is, of course, that the man who couldn't resist eating a kilo of Devon on his lounge isn't happy with the quality of the ham that he
I think this is a good
judgment,
indication of how
No judgment.
paltry this ham is.
Yes. But the worst thing, there would have been some poor family. Well, not necessarily poor. It was probably quite expensive. But some unfortunate family had this was their Christmas ham. This was like
So this is Christmas ham.
No, but this is post-Christmas, he said.
Yeah,
This is just post-Christmas snacking. That's
Yeah, someone bought that
his
before
Christmas.
Christmas.
Rewards my Christmas, Justine.
What are you
Justine, my
imagining,
Christmas revolves around
Justine? A
getting
family all together,
all around the table.
all around the table, someone carving it up and
Tiny
going, "Here you go, everybody."
Because both
Happy
parents
holiday.
work. Because both parents work at the local RSL club doing the Christmas lunch for 15 hours a
Well, someone
day.
doesn't want to be sorry, language.
Did you get a
Someone doesn't
No
want
language
to
here, Justine.
cook the ham themselves, so they just go and pick one up. They
she
say,
swear?
Here we are, everybody.
She stopped herself from swearing on this podcast.
Oh,
Can you
okay.
believe that?
gather round, we're going to clap the Christmas ham, and you get that.
Yeah.
That's just
they're
what
probably
Ellis is doing. You're describing Ellis's life. He makes his family gather round and watch him carve up the Christmas ham.
There was so much anticipation.
Did you hear the intricacy of the ceremony he was going?
Look at the ceremony, sharpening the knife.
It's like an episode of Dexter. Like, this is my once a year serial thrill
That's
killer.
right.
And
Did you have an
it was
apron
just
on?
completely. Yeah, I've got my blue stripy apron.
It's like
I'll
the
send you a picture of me in my apron with my handbag and a big fat frowny face.
Oh.
That's exactly what
it was like Druids at the solstice. Buddy Ellis getting himself together for this ham.
Listen,
At least it wasn't Christmas
ceremony.
Day.
There are some very minor positives I can take
Yeah.
out of that. It's probably
Let me ask the most
major
important
one, but-
question of all. When are you going to let it go?
as in
What-
the
what's-
ham or
Yeah,
the
yeah.
ham?
Well,
Let the-
well,
and the butter.
firstly the ham, and then the emotion of the
topic.
event.
I'll never forget.
Never forget.
I will literally never forget. I'll be wearing hashtag ham 2008. Never forget.
Festive ham.
That's the next T-shirt, by the way. Everybody.
So the Devon,
never
was the
forget.
Devon better? Did someone already ask that question? Was the Devon
Oh,
better?
well, the Devon was gone in a sitting. Okay.
So, yes.
Was Kevin better? That's the best question that's ever been asked on this
I know.
podcast.
That's awesome.
Oh God.
I just feel like she's rubbing it in. Though. Like that just.
Well,
Okay, well, one more question
Oh,
about
one
the
more
Devon.
question is
How
about
did
the
you
Devon.
eat it? On sandwiches, just snacking by
He
itself?
whittled it.
He whittled it. That's right, he whittled it.
he was on the Justine. I can answer this. He was on the lounge with a saucepan of sauce in his lap, just dipping it until it was gone.
Oh, my
don't remember.
God.
Hang on. Is it going to be one thing that happens, Rich, that makes
Here
you go,
comes the ham in black.
I got to throw this ham out. I got to do it.
I think the fact that it's starting to turn green, and we are moving. It's pretty
I
rank.
used to work at. That's still good.
Yeah, it's still good.
Oh, I know. Oh, I've cut around it, but we are moving. We've got a couple of days of camping, and then we're moving house next week. So I think that might be time to
Let the ham go.
I'll bury it in the back garden.
I was just about to say, you're going to bury it in
Very
the back garden.
backyard. Awesome.
Ellis, I have a question. It's lawn related.
Oh, jeez.
How is the lawn? Have you killed the lawn? Like in a sort of a ritualistic, we're leaving now. I did so much for you, and now I'm going to kill you, sort of
Just
thing. Or
spell fuck you in creosote in the backyard.
just use the ham to write "fuck you," and then everything will die.
Nothing will ever grow there again. It'll be like mine.
I think the burying of the ham will be the ultimate downfall of the
God.
ham the earth.
I kind of imagined you.
Put it back into the earth. That's a good idea.
I kind of imagined you packing for
This
this
is not
camping
off the
trip,
earth, Justin.
It's not.
and then you going back into the house for one more thing, and kind of obscuring it from Tony's view, and sort of.
No. I imagine him packing for the camping trip, and they show up, and he's got no tent, he's got nothing else. He's just bought the ham in a bag.
handbags. It's just stitching together.
Fell off. Oh dear.
All right. Well,
So was your Christmas ham better? Your actual Christmas ham?
We didn't buy a Christmas ham this year. This is not a problem.
Oh,
this was
okay.
my
What's this
Christmas
Christmas
ham.
ham?
What type
This
of
is what I
meat
lived
did you have
for.
on Christmas Day? Turkey, was it?
No,
We'll get into Christmas Day. Don't get ahead of yourself, Justine.
we weren't at home for Christmas Day, so because we left kind of about the 15th of December, and we were like, oh, we won't buy a ham beforehand.
We'll buy a
So
festive ham.
we had lots of ham away, and they were all delicious.
Ham away.
Spoiled for choice hams.
Bring your Enya into this.
Get your in, you're allowed.
oh, nice.
Oh,
Indeed.
Now, Christmas Day.
yeah.
I am there with the in-laws having lunch, and I start getting some messages from the fellas on the phone. And I'm just going to start reading through this because this was an amazing insight into the kind of days that everybody was having. So, and I think it's a good just reminder of just how different Christmas is for everybody, really.
Yeah.
First message came through from We Go There. Now, we all know We Go's a Christmas Grinch. Big Christmas Grinch there, We Go. This is the first message we get from him. Harvey just ruined my Christmas day. He woke up with gastro, and we decided that he and I would stay home. Happy days? No. He then decided 2 minutes prior to everyone going that he wanted to go and that he was feeling much better. I am being a for the rest of the day.
No, we go.
I wish there was a photo of your face 2 minutes before everyone left.
Were you saying, are you sure you're okay?
You are not okay.
But see, that's the issue, right? I can't be that guy at that point because it's Christmas Day, and if I'm the one going, no, you don't, you shit your pants. You can't go anywhere. What happens if you shit your pants again? I can't be that guy because I've got both of Lynn's parents, I've got all the kids, and I've got Lynn's standing right next to me, going, "Well, we're in a bit of a corner here, aren't we?" Because I would end up being the that stayed home with the kid that was fine. On Christmas Day,
which is kind of playing video games and relaxing and not having to deal with anyone.
You would have been far happier to live that life, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Well, I believe you guys would probably remember the message that I'd sent probably a week prior, saying that one day I will actually get my wish
and do nothing
of a Christmas where I don't actually have to go anywhere or see anyone, but it'll cost me, quite a lot in the divorce. And then Christmas Day came around, and that happened.
It's a Christmas miracle.
Well, it was a Christmas miracle up until the point that Harvey went, I'm actually feeling pretty good. Let's go.
That was his Christmas miracle, and that's when your Grinch kicked in.
I was going to say it's the last act of Home Alone, except instead of the parents, everyone turning up, we just get to stay at home with the soppy music going.
We go. All right, so there was a window there where your Christmas Day was set and you were good and you were happy, and then 2 minutes to go from it being finalised, it was snatched away from you.
Exactly. I still remember the feeling of Harvey coming out and sort of looking at me and going, I actually feel pretty good. I feel better now. Can we still go? And my jaw dropped. I just sort of looked at him like, who are you? You're not my son. Am I in some sort of alternate reality? Are you really you're going to rip this away from me right now?
So what did you actually say?
Son.
Sure.
My own son.
You can drink this bleach.
Well, I think what I said was really, and
because there's still some festive happening. You want to have a beer?
Don't worry about the green part.
But Lynn's was literally standing right next to me, and I could just see her eyes boring into the side of my head. Just going, right, what are you going to do now?
They're going, yay, let's go.
But I was sour for the next hour.
So
like it was the hour of sour. It was
so. Did he vindicate you by shitting his pants at any point later on? Or?
No. And see, that again, I'd painted myself into a corner in the fact that I kind of wanted that to happen, but I didn't really want to clean the car.
That wouldn't have been fun. Neither would have staying at home with a kid with gastro if you really did
would
have
been
it.
preferable.
Really? You would have
No. He would have sat on the toilet with his iPad for the entire day. Just it would not have been a drama. All right.
Oh, Wiggins. Parenting
no.
win right there. Merry Christmas.
Check on him every now and then.
So
bit of
there,
fucking-
He's just sitting there watching highlights of the back to day test from the last 30 years.
Put a toilet paper
right.
in
You
the
had it
fridge
all
for him.
planned out.
Oh, dear.
so get to the in-laws. Oh, Merry Christmas! We go.
Fucking Harvey about to
Shit in
shit
your
himself.
All right,
But-
okay. We'll move on to Matt.
No.
So Matt's comes through. My nephew was dicking about with some slime and said,
God.
I can put it in my hair and it won't get stuck. And now he's having it cut out of his hair and bawling. So,
Yeah. That
was fun. Christmas breakfast.
that story was a lot more fun than I made it sound because I enjoyed it. It's pretty.
Well, that was, I must say, Matthew, like in my sourness, when that message came through, I had a massive smile on my
Well,
face.
the funny thing is, like, I was
It
sitting
really
there.
cheered me up.
I got slime for Christmas, and as soon as I opened it, we're like, don't have it on the carpet, don't do it there, go outside with it. And so we're sitting just about to have awesome Christmas breakfast, bacon and eggs and croissants, all this food, and we sit down, and I hear Noelle say to her cousin, I don't think you should do that.
Yeah.
And then I hear him say, I know what I'm doing. I can do whatever. I can do it. And I look over just as he's putting this huge, like, slab of green slime
In his red hair.
In his red hair, right? And it was like,
It's a South Sydney fan.
yeah, it was a beautiful moment of
Or it's just been Christmas.
the millisecond, the expression on his face as I just looked because I'm like, well, this is going to be fun to watch. And I didn't tell anyone. I was just like, all right. I looked at him as he was putting it in his hair, like, look what I could do. And the second he tried to take it out, the expression of, oh, I've made a big mistake here, across his face. And within a second, Noelle just screams out, Toby stuck his slime in his hair, and his mum has just sat down with a plate of food and just gone, really? And gone over and just yanked at it, just like, whatever.
Oh.
Just sour, just ruining my Christmas breakfast, just yanking at it. He's crying. It was great. And so Grandma went and cut it all out.
The best start to it, can I just quickly add?
Oh,
We were a little fragile. I was quite fragile that morning after having an hour's sleep Christmas Eve.
oh yeah.
Just the neighbours.
Oh, I forgot to even mention this.
The neighbours whose party shed kind of is directly opposite the bedroom we were in had music, first of all, Christmas carols, and then bad pop music blaring, I'm telling you, so loud, until 3 a.m, probably.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
loud.
I couldn't get to sleep.
So crazy loud.
And then knowing the kids are going to be waking up soon, which wasn't good. And then Viola did wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning because she wasn't feeling well. I probably got an hour's sleep. It was.
But you did spend all the Christmas day singing, Don't You Wish Your Girlfriend Was Hot Like Me?
It's the Christmas song.
That was their
Yeah.
Christmas 3 a.m. song.
I love it.
Yeah, that just blaring through the window.
No, it was fun. That was a fun part.
And then in the morning, we got to watch them stagger out from the shed that they were partying.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Vomiting.
Both of them vomited. We heard two of them, like, tandem vomiting it, and while Pop was, like, shouting at them,
Pop.
like, serve yourself right at 8:30 in the morning. Yeah, two
It's just like the-
people doing tandem vomits. It's great.
It's the quietest street, like this little tiny, just down by the water, little cul-de-sac.
Shake that thing, shake, gonna go shake that thing.
Like so loud.
Yeah, it's great.
It was a wonderful start to Christmas.
All right. The next message from Matt is, I'm half cut, and if my nephew licks his snot one more time,
And that's fine. That's fine.
Is this the same nephew?
You have the same nephew?
Yeah.
I'm all for it. That is 100% accurate.
He loves to lick his
what,
snot.
while it's dripping out of his nose? What are we talking
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, like
just
the-
one of those
the tongue
kids.
goes up.
One of these kids constantly has a running nose. Yeah.
about?
No,
I was going to say, that's Christmassy. That is Christmassy.
he doesn't snort. He doesn't suck it back up. He just lets it run and just licks it all the time.
Oh, please.
Gross.
When we went away on the holidays with them, and we were sleeping, all the kids were sleeping in one room. I put the girls to bed, and I could hear this sound, which was just the sound of someone with a snotty nose rubbing it on something. Right? And when I was like, what the hell is that? And I turned on the light, and he was rubbing his snotty nose on his pillow.
No. Oh, imagine how, and then that would go all hard, and you have to sleep on that.
But he was sleeping on it while
Get
it was
you in the
still
eye.
soft.
And the kids were all sharing pillows and stuff. So when we meet with my family, we all end up getting colds because it's just this.
I stand 100% by my
Yeah,
statement
Yes,
last week
right
about the
on.
going nuclear about this kid licking his snot while I'm trying to have an enjoyable Christmas.
Yeah, I have a thing about
Yeah,
snot.
it's pretty gross.
I go mental about.
Ruins your appetite, really.
Not for him. I go a bit mental with people leaving tissues around the place. I just hate the fucking snotty.
So Yeah.
Hang on, this is the next thing is the highlight for me. This is the thing that blew it off my head. And I had to ask whether this seriously, truly happened.
Oh, yes.
Wigo came in next with a message. We just sang happy birthday to Jesus.
Yes.
Oh.
That was.
Yeah, I
that-
remember hearing that.
Was there any irony in that?
Yeah,
or-
that's the
Yeah,
question.
it was all
Oh,
it was all ironic. Yes,
for that.
But you've got
absolutely.
to, you've got to, spell this out for us, because you're really the only one that's moving in any kind of religious circle with your family. So we just went, is this like
What the fuck?
genuine?
Yeah, as a message on its own, it's completely out of context. Is pretty surprising.
You've set yourself
it
up
was a lot
as
of fun,
someone
though.
who moves through the religious life that your family has in a quizzical kind of fashion.
Critical, passive way, yeah.
Just observing.
Yes. So
Yeah, I'm sort of lubed up to the whole Christian thing and just sort of slide right by.
That's not how lube works, Wiggins.
Oh, did you attend Christmas Mass? Do you go to midnight Mass? Or
No, God, no, Juzzy. There are some lines that I won't cross.
Wiggins, sorry,
attending
Wiggins.
midnight Mass?
I
and
can't
like
get past this. In the past, did someone say, here, I'll just lube you up and it'll just slide right past? And we're like,
I think
okay.
that's what happened with his knees. He thought that was going to happen. He's just lube myself up and slide right past.
well done.
Ah, dear.
All right.
Yes. Any more questions?
So it was done, but it was done ironically. It was at the
Yeah, absolutely. It was done in jest.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Were you singing along? We go.
Well, yeah, I was.
You joined in.
You joined in
So
on
was
the
it
frivolity.
the happy birthday song?
Yes.
Okay.
Did they have a cake?
Were you?
No, God,
Were they
no.
drunk?
We had duck pancakes though. They were really nice.
Oh.
Oh, I love duck pig.
Yeah, that's right. Festive duck pancakes.
Yeah.
Was there
Yes,
festive
you did.
lamb?
Duck pancakes.
They put the ducks in little Santa hats and beards before chopping their heads off.
We had some duck bags that we put them in later. It's good. All the leftovers. Sorry, there were no leftovers.
This is my handbag. This is my duck bag. Here's my turducken bag.
Well, I think that was the end of the Christmas messages. So is that enough?
I think I'm done.
All right.
What was Stuart going to be? What was his Christmas story?
Was your Christmas benign? And
Leaving
My
into
Christmas was
something.
scrolling through Messenger, reading all this fucking shit, and ignoring the people around me, pretty much.
Who did you celebrate with?
Oh, it's the traditional thing of you, and we're not doing it again. We've called it. That's not happening. We're not doing
not happening?
we're not doing two families in one.
well,
day
you did
again.
2 in one day.
I did two.
Oh, no.
We've done it the last couple of years. It's a
Two fams, one hand.
shit show because
So hard.
yeah, we've got one family in Sydney, one family up on the coast, and
Oh, that's
you go to lunch at one, and then you got to try and extricate yourself by a certain time, so you can drive an hour and a half
Yep.
Yeah.
to get to the other one, and then you don't want to seem too rude to the first family by leaving too fast, but if you leave too late, then you're being rude to the second family because you're getting there too late. Oh, it's a fucking.
Will there be
and you just
hurt
try and-
feelings when you?
Oh, it's more just awkwardness,
Yeah.
trying to get yourself out when
Yes.
people have just handed presents out and they want to rip presents open and let's go and fly this drone or go and do whatever else.
Right. Yeah.
And it's more like, well, we can't. We've got to go. You've just spent all this money and given us presents, but we're going because we got to. So, and then it's kind of driving an hour and a half after eating a huge meal too. When
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
no.
Yes.
you got the fucking sleepy meat feeling.
And you've also then got all the other sleepy meat feeling drivers
Yeah.
on the road
I
as
think it'll
well.
be all that safe.
I think that should be the episode title. If I could
it's-
sleepy meat
Sleepy
feeling.
mood feelings is the great.
Well, the reason it's safe, Juzz, is because there are only a handful of fuckwits who are willing to
would
do
do
this
it.
on
Do
Christmas
that,
Day.
yeah.
But it seems like a lot of people do. We go
Christmas
does it. You
Christmas
guys do
Day
it.
is not.
Seems like lots of people do.
Yeah, but burning up the M1 is not something a lot of people do on Christmas Day, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
So yeah, not happening next year. We either do one family and
Yeah.
the other one has to deal with it and be a boxing box
Suck it up.
Or, like my wife said, we just say,
Don't be off.
fuck it, and go somewhere else. Let's go on a holiday somewhere.
Yep.
That sounds
Fucking
nice.
no, I love that idea. I think that is the most spectacular
Yeah.
fucking idea.
We can just go on holidays and just staying at home.
I'm coming with you, Bucky.
We'll just we'll make a tent.
I'm coming in the suitcase.
Tent out of Richard's leftover handbags, and we'll
Yep. We'll just live there.
Live there, yeah. Glamping.
Cool.
Yeah, it says great.
Camping.
Yeah, camping. That's nice old
Camping.
Oh, camping. There you go. Perfect. Let's finish on a pun.
awesome.
Finish
Well
on a
done. Well done, Juzzy. You can come back anytime.
Yeah, please do.
Well, thank you,
That's
gentlemen.
tremendous.
All right. Well, let's leave it there. Nice to hear from you all again. And
Join us next time for Wiggins' excellent idea of a podcast about rules you follow when you play board games specific to your game.
Fuck you. That was a good idea 2 hours ago.
this is an Angry Chimp podcast.